Mamelodi sundowns. Mamelodi sundowns. Mamelodi sundowns.
Hello members, welcome to yet another episode of MASANDAWANA CUSTARD with me, your host, Miner Ali. If you are new to the channel, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Let's keep the channel growing. And to the returning viewers, thanks for checking us again. And like and leave your comment. And let's keep the channel growing. First of all, I have to start by saying congratulations to Mamelodi Sundowns, to the coaches, to the players, to the supporters, to the management for winning the DSTV Premiership for the 7th time in a row. I know we have been winning it for a long time now. It might seem like we don't really take it serious, but we really appreciate it. It's a big milestone. It's a great achievement, you know. It takes about 30 games to win the league, you know. So it's a tough thing to do, and we have been doing it, and I'm happy that we managed to win it. 62 points with 6 games to go, and we haven't lost a single game. We only conceded 8 goals, which is it has really been a good season for us, and I'm happy. I'm happy for all the new players that we have signed who are going to win their first league medals with us, you know. And special mention to Thembinkosi Lodge, who has really been under scrutiny a lot, but I'm happy that he's winning his first league medal with us. And also congratulations to Coach Rulani for winning his second league as a head coach, and his 4th one as a head coach, you know, because he won 2 with as a co-coach. But I'm happy for him also. Now we focus on a big one. It's a NEDBANK CUP match preview. I preview the game. Mamelodi Sundowns taking on Stellenbosch at Danny Crave Stadium. Stellenbosch is playing on Sunday. It's going to be a very interesting game, a very tough one. Stellenbosch, they are on fire. They are having a good run. And you can and then kudos to Coach Stevie Barker and his technical team. They have really built a monster of a team. And regardless of how many players they lost, they were sold, and they still came back strong and built from nothing. He keeps quiet. He's not a loud coach who always seek for attention from the media, but he does his work on the field. You know, it's really impressive. Looking at the fact that they lost Mendieta and they also lost Mtetwa in the same season, which were the core players of his last season team. It's really impressive to see what they have managed to achieve. And they signed that young man who was from Swallows, and who he was looked at to be replacing Mtetwa, but due to off-field issues, they had to let him go. I'm praising coach and his technical team for the wonderful job that they have done. And also you have to give kudos to the MDC team that they know those players, and they keep promoting quality players. It's really admirable. And now coming into this game, Mamelodi Sundowns is coming back from a big win. A good win. I think we won, I should say. We beat Kaizer Chiefs 5-1. When was the last time you hear such a scoreline when you're playing against Kaizer Chiefs? I mean, this is going to the history books for this fixture. And I'm happy for Teshrick Matthews. What a performance he pulled out. And he's really, you can see, he's settling in very well into the team. Happy for Escaval. Happy for Thembinkosi Lodge. And I think Mashihu was also good on the game against Kaizer Chiefs. I was really impressed. He's pushing. He wants to cement his place. And and congratulations to everyone in the team who was winning the league for the first time. And coming into this game for Stellenbosch, They're coming from a 3-0 win over Golden Arrows. They are a free scoring team. If you look at the record in the last 2 games, they scored about 8 goals. So you can see they don't shy away from the goals. They score a lot of goals. And how they lined up against Golden Arrows. They played with a formidable team. They played with how they usually play. They played with Stevens, their goalkeeper, and they still have Basadin, and they still have the centre back Berinya Torre and Muloisani, and they had they played with Adams in the midfield, and they tried and tested starting lineup Van Rooyen as their right back, and they also had they played with Dijon and Ura. They still had players like Dijon, and they also had their goal scorer, who has really been scoring a lot of goals. So they put in a good. And if you look at that starting lineup, it was also the same starting lineup that played against Golden Arrow. So just 1 or 2 changes from there. So you can see it is a well cooked team, and the coach doesn't like to change it when it's not broken. And they're unbeaten in 11 games at home. They haven't lost. They haven't lost in 11 games at home, and they have the 25 unbeaten run. So which you can see, it's really impressive. They're on fire. You have to give them the credit. And the current form in their last 5 games, they won 4 games and drawing 1. And now looking into head, Mamelodi Sundowns against Stellies. In the last 10 games that we played, Mamelodi Sundowns won 6. 2 of those draws ended up in a draw. Stellenbosch won 2 of those games. Now looking at the games that we played against Stellenbosch at their stadium, they won once, and 2 of those two of those games that ended up in a draw, and they lost 2 games at their home. Last time we met them, we beat them 3-1 in the league. Before that one, they beat us 2-1 in the cup. And remember, now going into this game, last season in the same competition, we were knocked out in the quarterfinals by Stellenbosch FC. So yeah, it's going to be a battle to make sure that history doesn't repeat itself. And what to expect from Stellenbosch when you're playing against them? Like I said, they're on form. They're really enjoying a 25 unbeaten match run. You have to deal with the speed of their three players up front. Track how they make those runs, and off the ball movements. You have to deal with this. And they play this one. If they win the ball, they play this 1-2 quick passes. No one holds the ball more than play more than 2 touches on the ball. They make those 1-2 quick interchanging of balls, which is it's hard to deal with. And the ability of Reynas, I think he can take a shot out of the box. He knows how to position himself, and it's really hard to trace his movement, because of the freedom that he has, in the team, so it makes it really hard to deal with him, and he's very quick, and which is another factor that you have to look at, and movement of the ball of the up front 3 players. The interchanging of positions, it's really hard to deal with that, because of sometimes you think that when they run into the box, you look at the front 3. Sometimes you get this De Jong. Sometimes De Jong interchange the position with Ura. So sometimes you'll think you'll get Reynas. And sometimes you think that you'll get a player like Titus, but you'll get Van Rooyen in that position. So it's going to be very difficult to deal with such things, And late runs into the box, and it's going to be very difficult to look at those things. And now looking at the impact players, you're looking at a player like Van Rooyen, and you look at Torre, who's their impact player, and you have to look at Titus, who I think deserves the young player of the season, and you have Reynas, who's on form, and you have also to look at Dijon and Adams, Pasadine, and you have to look at Ura, and you have to deal with Moloisani and Nduli, you have to deal with Mgaga, and you are looking at a player like Van Beek, who's quick, who can give them a lot coming from the bench. And how I think we should approach this game, our rest defense has to be on their A game, you know, and because of it's one team that relies too much on counter attacks. You know, when they win the ball, they have to hit you with quick counter attacks with those quick 1-2 passes. So if your rest defense is there and can deal with the speed up front, I think one of the battle will be done. And also you have to be very physical, you know, to stop those movements, to stop those counter attacks. You have to really be physical, you know, make the and win the midfield battle. You know, your midfield should be able to win those second balls, which it will help your team in that manner. And take our chances, man, because of I think in every game we create about 4 or 5 chances into the game. If you take your chances, half of the battle will be done. And deal with the speed up front. And now looking at the injury list that we have the Rook who's out, Bongani Zungu who's out, Ebi Batol who's out, Mukwena who's out. On our suspension list, we don't have anyone who's suspended. And how I think we might line up for this one, tried and tested lineup, and players who will have will give us a lot and try and deal with their speed. Play with Ronan Williams, play with Kuliso Modao, and play with Grant Kekan and Mvala, center back pairing, and play with Mudiba as our left back. Play with Rivaldo Coutier, play with Obas, play with Allende, and yeah, Shalulile and Matthew and Tembazwani. That's how I think we should line up for this one. So yeah, guys, it's going to be difficult. The game is played on Sunday, and yeah, we after that one we focus on the one against Royal AM as we try to wrap up the games in the PSL. And now I'm wishing the boys all the luck, and hopefully they do well and we make it to the final, and hopefully we don't bow out in another semi-final thing, you know. So yeah, guys, yeah, let's support the boys and see how it goes. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Let's keep the channel growing. My name is Miner Ali, and you know who you are. Kasona STELLIES. When you've been watching MASANDAWANA CUSTARD, Kasona STELLIES, it's a rap, guys.